Today we're going headfirst into our first impressions of the GameMT E6 Plus. This latest gaming gadget has been buzzing around the community and we couldn't wait to get our hands on it. In this video, we'll break down the pros and cons of the E6 Plus, giving you an honest look at what's hot and what's not. Whether you're a hardcore gamer or just looking for a fun new toy, stick around to see if the GameMT E6 Plus is worth your time and money. Let's jump right in. Unpacking the GameMT E6 Plus. The GameMT E6 Plus is powered by an RK 3566 CPU, featuring 8 cores and 16 threads coupled with 2 GB of RAM. This setup is quite decent for a retro gaming device. It boasts a 5-inch IPS touchscreen with a 16:9 aspect ratio, making it a solid option for various games. One standout feature is its capability for video output via a mini HDMI port, allowing you to connect it to a larger display if needed. The joystick configuration on this device is a bit peculiar. The right joystick is a standard Switch-style Joy-Con, while the left is a Hall sensor joystick. When asked about this choice, GameMT said it wasn't necessary to have both as Hall sensors. Personally, I find the asymmetry a bit odd, but the good news is that you can swap out the joysticks yourself if you prefer a uniform setup. A 5000 mAh battery powers the E6 Plus, and it supports dual booting between Linux and Android, giving you flexibility in your gaming experience. Highlights and strengths. The E6 Plus brings back memories of the Indigo GBA, albeit with a bit more green. The Linux side of this device runs a modified GLOS build and, in my opinion, offers the best experience. Thanks to the dual microSD setup, you can load up a second SD card with your ROM files, making game management a breeze. The 5-inch screen size is perfect for retro gaming, and the aspect ratio works great for Game Boy Advance and PSP games. In fact, this device shines when it comes to Game Boy Advance games. Dreamcast games also run pretty well, though the D-pad makes fighting games a bit challenging. For those interested in Dreamcast and PSP emulation, you'll need to boot into the Android side and do some side loading for optimal performance. If you're up for that, PSP and Dreamcast games run decently, with PSP experiencing a few dips and Dreamcast maintaining a steady 60 FPS. Unfortunately, these games don't perform as well on the Linux side, but I'm continuing to test and explore. In terms of ergonomics, the E6 Plus is comfortable to hold. The curves on the back enhance the grip, making it suitable for long gaming sessions. While I haven't fully tested the battery life yet, I expect it to offer at least 4 hours of gameplay on a single charge, depending on what you're playing. Areas for improvement. The Android 11 side of the device is a bit of a letdown. It's clunky and slightly deceptive. There's a Play Store app, but the device isn't Google Play certified, so you can't actually use it out of the box. There are ways to certify it yourself, but these methods aren't user-friendly. Once I managed to certify the Handheld, I was able to test more Play Store apps, but for those unwilling or unable to do this, the Android experience is limited to side-loaded apps, restricting customization options. Booting into Android seems only beneficial for emulating Dreamcast and PSP games. There's little to no advantage otherwise. Further testing and my final impressions on the Android side will be shared in my upcoming video review. The not-so-great aspects. One of the most glaring issues with the E6 Plus is the LED light bleed. The LEDs are excessively bright, creating a lot of light bleed over various parts of the device, including the shoulder buttons. Fortunately, you can turn the lights off, but it would have been better if they weren't there in the first place. Another major downside is the D-pad. It's one of the worst I've encountered. It's too easy to accidentally trigger the right direction when pressing down, making menu navigation frustrating. This poor D-pad design detracts from the overall gaming experience, particularly for retro games that rely heavily on precise D-pad input. First impressions. While the Linux OS on the GameMT E6 Plus is functional and offers the best user experience, The poor D-pad and the clunky Android OS make it hard to recommend this handheld over more polished alternatives like the Anbernic RG35XX, TrimUI Smart Pro, or even the upcoming Anbernic RG40XXH. Hopefully, with further testing, we'll find some areas where this device can truly shine. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment down below letting us know your thoughts, and of course, subscribe to our channel for more awesome content like this. See you in the next one.